Being a good parent means it's good to teach your child in good morals and what is bad morals. I believe you had a nice week last week, and also I'm praying a good week ahead. I'm also praying that if the week was not well, I also believe God is a God of good times and bad times. So if you had a bad time, believe God is going to walk you through. This is Daughters of Favour. My name is Rebecca Ngoi. I am your host. Today in studio, we have a very special guest with us. A glowing woman, a daughter of Favour, a very beautiful woman. And without further ado, I will let her introduce herself. Welcome very much, daughter of Favour.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Rebecca. My name is, for the viewers, my name is Anne Ondieki, Mrs. from Pefa Kitengela All Nation Gospel Church.
Wow.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful name there, Anne. Welcome very much to our show. This is Daughters of Favour.
Yeah.
I can see how much you've grown.
Yes, thank
You
you.
glow. You're looking beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome very much.
Yeah.
Now, I would like you to introduce yourself. Briefly tell us who is Anne and where she comes from.
Okay, Mrs. Ondieki Anne. I was born in Nairobi, raised up in Nairobi in Githurai.
Wow.
And that time I was a small girl, raised up in Githurai Majengo, from a very humble beginning where my father died and left us. And so my mother took us through, and she was a good parent, and that is why I'm here to speak about parenting.
Yeah.
And I thank God because I got born again when I was still a young girl and brought up in the church. This is Pefa Church, Githurai. And I grew up in Sunday school and knowing God. I thank God because of my mother, my mother Rebecca, wherever she is. I salute her because she brought me up in the ways of God,
It's
like
true.
the way the Bible says. And so that is me until I waited and I got married. And I became a wife,
Wow.
and I became a parent.
Wow.
And so when I'm here to speak about parent, I am one of them.
It is true.
Yes.
And a wife of a pastor.
A wife of a pastor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes.
Now, it's good that you have that story with you.
Yeah.
And of course, someone is getting encouraged.
Yes.
It's not all about being brought in the city. You get ruined. You can become someone.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the topic today, I'm sorry I forgot. It's all about parenting.
Yes.
And Anne will take us through about parenting. Please, you can join us in our conversation through the number below your screens. And also, you can also join us through our social media platforms. That is Heavenbound TV. # Daughters of Favour. Now we kick off to our topic. Introduce us what is good parenting.
Parenting is I can call it a ministry. Because when God bless you with children, whether they are biological children or adopted children or children in the home, you automatically become a parent.
It's true.
And so it is a ministry. I call it is a ministry of a certain period that you have to take it very well and do it very well, because at the end of the day, this ministry of parenting will give you the fruits.
It is true.
Yeah, the way you are parenting your children, at the end of the day, you will get the results, the fruit of how you are parenting them.
It's true.
Yes.
Now, how does maybe someone get skills of this good parenting?
There is no particular skills for parenting, because immediately a girl become pregnant. Because to be a parent doesn't mean that you are married. We have single parents. We have married parents. And so to be a parent, immediately you conceive, or immediately you adopt a child, or immediately a child comes on your hands, you become a parent.
True.
And the skills, you don't need to learn them. I think God help us, every parent, to start knowing how to bring up this child.
It's true.
Immediately a girl becomes pregnant, already in mind you know that I'm no longer the way. I have now changed.
It is true.
I have changed. I am expecting something, which now this something I have to take care of this baby. I have to be a mother. I have to be a parent.
It is true.
And now you prepare yourself to be a parent. And long time my mom told me that they used to be prepared or to be taught by their grandmothers, their parents, and how to take care of the children. But there are some people who don't have such. So I think God has given women, or maybe a father, because when we talk about parent, we are all parent. Husband and wife, they are parent. If you're husband, you are parent. If you're wife, you are parent. If you're a single mother, you're also a parent because you have a child.
Yeah.
So everybody is a parent. And even those ones who are not yet married, one day they'll be a parent.
They'll become
parents.
So,
yeah, they'll become a parent.
It is true.
So parenting, there's no, I cannot say there's particular skills, because God already give us wisdom of how we are going to take care.
Thank you.
Yes.
And you've mentioned about pregnancy.
Yes.
Becoming pregnant and maybe knowing and getting ready to become a parent at hand. There is this thing that we were always being told when we were carrying our firstborns.
Yes.
Keep speaking to your child.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. Immediately you conceive. There is a life which has started growing in your womb.
Yes.
And so this life, it is a person.
It is true.
This is a child. And this person who is growing in your womb need also to be loved.
It is true.
And so, like the way we used to be told, speak to your children, we communicate with our children and we start parenting our children. Many people say that parenting starts from 1 year,
when the child is born.
But for me, I would say immediately you conceive, that is where parenting starts. Because that is when you start taking care of the pregnancy. Why are you taking care of the pregnancy? Because there is a child growing in you. There is a child growing in you, so parenting starts even before the child is born. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you confess things upon your child.
You confess upon your child. You pray upon the child who is growing in your womb, and you speak good, and also you speak to the child. You can prophesy to the child.
It is true.
Yes, you speak and say that, you, the one who is here, I'm carrying a great person.
Yeah.
Whether you know whether it is even if you don't know whether it is a girl or a boy, just confess that you are carrying a great person.
When you come, don't be disturbed.
Don't be disturbed.
Be a cool baby.
Yes.
Yeah, that is so beautiful.
Yes.
Now, I would like you to tell us, maybe that person is hearing about skills. What are these types of skills maybe you would want them to know?
What I would like to know to say is that parenting has stages. It has stages, like the way now I've said.
Yeah.
We have children who are young. The way you take care of a small child, the way you take care of a small child is not the way you take care of a child who is like 5 years. Parenting has stages.
It has.
It has stages. And so you have to know, you have to be prepared in every stage. And you have to know as a parent, if my child reach this stage, how am I going to parent this child?
It is true.
Because they go with stages. Because we have toddlers, we have
even the unborn.
Even the unborn.
We wouldn't forget about the child who is already.
Yeah, we can't forget about the child who is there inside. So it has stages.
It has.
Right from the day you conceived, take care of that child. When the child is born, continue parenting this child. And also, as we continue, it is a stage. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like we say, when this child maybe is unborn, you have to have skills like you prevent that child from, maybe you are overworking, you stop overworking, such things.
Yeah.
No. And of course, I would like even to know what is unhealthy parenting still.
You know, I can start with unhealthy parenting. Unhealthy parenting is like this. You have conceived. You don't go to antenatal clinic. That is unhealthy parenting.
It is true.
Because it means that you don't care about the child.
True.
So that is very dangerous. Because you need to go and get the vaccines that a pregnant woman needs. It means that you're protecting the child who is growing in you.
It is true.
And you love this child. That is why you're going to antenatal clinic to take care of this child.
It is true.
Yes. Wow. That is also that is unhealthy. If you don't go to clinic, if you don't go for your child to be checked, you're just waiting. You become pregnant and you just sit like that. and then waiting for the day of delivery, I can say that is unhealthy parenting.
It is.
Because that is why you see some people, their children have been born without okay, I don't want to mention so many things, but they become weak, or they become sick. There's a problem which has developed in this child, which maybe if you went to antenatal clinic, it could have been cured before or prevented. Yeah.
And also eating unhealthy.
Yeah, eating unhealthy food. But on that, I would say that eating depends on your income, because there are some people who cannot afford. But what I can say is this. The doctors normally tell us to eat healthy, and eating healthy is not eating like expensive.
No, it's not expensive.
Yeah, actually eating healthy is very cheap. Let me say that.
It is.
Yeah, because like now the eating healthy we are talking about today in current world, it is the one we used to say it is for the poor people. And that is the healthy one.
It is.
So you have as a parent, right from beginning, you need to eat healthy, because as you eat, when you are eating, you are feeding this baby.
It is.
And whatever you are feeding the baby, right in your womb, when the baby is born, it will give you the result.
It is true.
That is why we see very, very, very weak tiny children who have been born. Others are healthy.
Yeah.
Obviously, it tells you what the parent was eating.
Wow.
Yes.
And there is also this, maybe we dwell on that a little bit. And there's this little girls who conceive under drugs, They do take drugs, alcohol, and all that. What can you tell them about unhealthy parenting?
That is also unhealthy parenting, because how do you feed your child with bangi? Yeah?
No.
Yani unakunywa tu, unavuta tu bangi, unavuta bangi. You are feeding your child with the bangi, and it's not good. I think when you know you are expecting, know that there is somebody. Be responsible. Take care of this pregnancy and this baby. Yes. Be very careful what you are taking.
It is true.
Yes.
Yeah. How are parents supposed maybe to treat their children now? Let us come to this child who is born already, and they've started engaging now. How are they supposed to treat them as they upbring them?
The engagement between a parent and a child, as I said, it begins immediately the child has been born. And so that is when we see when a mother is expecting and the baby is like 4 months, the baby start enjoying and anacheza huko ndani, and then you see we normally touch.
It is true.
When you touch like this, the baby says, okay, the baby feels, oh, there's somebody who cares about me. So you have to take care. And when the baby, that is taking care of the baby. And when the baby is born, like now let me give you very quickly the stages of children. Because we have stages of the children. When the baby has been born, that is 0 to 5 years. This is when you start to teach your child about don't and do's.
Wow.
That is when you start teaching.
True.
And that is why when a child is praying in the church, the parent, we don't like to see the parent. Maybe a child has ametoka na huko na ameanza kuruka, ameenda pale mbele, disturbing this child is the one going round the church.
It's true.
And maybe the parent is just watching. That is the time you need to tell the child, you are not supposed to go jumping all over the child. That is don't and do's.
Wow.
That is 0
to 5.
To 5 years. That is the time you say don't and do's. Yes. And also when a child is like from 6 years from 6 years to 12 years, that is when we say that we are training a character and a purpose.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
This is that is when you are training the children. Their interests and whatever. And I want to say that when you are training the children, you train in a way that, like the way the Bible says in Proverbs 22 verse 6, train up a child in the ways of the Lord.
Wow.
And when this child grows up, he will never leave those ways. This is a training time. Yes. That is from 6 to 12.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, from 6 to 12 onwards.
Not onwards. From 6 to 12, that is when you teach them. That is when you train a character. You talk about if you have a girl,
It is true.
you tell a girl, because you see, when a girl now, when a girl start to become 10 years, 12 years, this child started growing, the breasts are growing.
Yeah.
You need to sit down with your child and tell your child, now the breasts are growing and other things are taking, you are going to see changes in your body. And also the same with the boy. And so that is when now you stay, as a mother, you tell your girl, now when you see this, this is when boys will start now bullying you. These boys will start bullying you. And when boys start bullying you, now you guide your child, train a child how to behave when she's bold. Talk about boyfriend, talk about secret, talk about everything that even tell a child that now you expect to
It is true.
every month there is bleeding which is going to take place in your body. Talk and train your child. This is the time
Get
of training.
them ready.
Yeah, get the child ready. If it is a boy, let the father now take a boy and talk to this boy and tell a boy, now you are growing. You are growing, and few years you have started now becoming a man. You have started becoming a man, and as a man there is ABCD. There is a way now you have to go as a man. This is a training process.
Wow.
Yes.
This is beautiful. Let us still dwell on that between 6 and 12. Huh?
Yeah.
Now, there was this time you mentioned about this girl who has become a big girl, and now you are cautioning her. You're trying to prepare her about what is coming ahead of her.
Yes.
No, in our times, our parents used to tell us, you should not, I should not see you with a man. You should not be seen with boys. How about that? How do you bring this girl to her attention and tell her, a boy is not bad, yes, but with stages and all and all?
Yes, when you are growing up, we were told, like me, I was told, never go close a man. If you go close to any man, you'll be pregnant.
Even touching that.
Even touching, even your dress. If your dress touch a man, you'll be pregnant. But those are gone days.
It is.
And I think our parents never used to be very close to us, to be open to tell us. But I thank God, because our mom used to tell us, to tell us the dangers about the men.
Okay.
Because being born in Githurai, and especially in Majengo, a slum.
It's true.
You know, where there is a lot of changa, there is a lot of prostitution. And I thank God, because we came out when we were born again.
True.
So in the midst of Majengo, in a slum place where there is a lot of changa, prostitution, there was a Gim in Gilead.
Wow.
People who knew God, and a family that grew knowing God.
It is
so
true.
I salute again my mother. Every time, wherever I speak about this, I say, God bless my mother.
God bless her.
Yes, so nowadays, if you don't speak to your child, you are doing very wrong to the child. And if you don't talk,
still speaking on the limelight, not beating around the bushes, like when you stay close to that boy, you're going to get pregnant. It's to hit the nail on the head.
You hit the nail on the top. You tell your child, boys are not bad, but they are bad on the other side.
It is true.
If you are not careful, and if you continue, if you give in to these two boys, you will get either pregnant, or you get HIV, or you get other sickness.
It is true.
So you have to talk about your girl. Talk about sex.
It is true.
Talk about the dangers of sex, the benefit of sex, and when are these benefits. And tell your child, a girl child, when she's supposed to engage in sex. And that is, as born again, that is after marriage.
It is true.
Yeah, tell her sex before marriage, it is sin.
It is a sin.
And it is not good. It is fornication. Talk to your child. And also the boys, let the fathers talk to their boys.
It is true.
And if this is a single mother, let a single mother have an uncle who is close, who can talk to their boys. Yes.
And also, our children should feel free to speak to us. If any question?
The children, they only free when you become friends to them. If you're not friends to your children, they cannot discuss with you anything.
Nice.
They cannot be open. So what I tell parents, just be friends. And friendship with a child start when the child is still small.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That is when I was saying from zero. From the day the child is born,
It is
that
true.
is when you need to be connecting with your child. be close, be a friend to your child, so that when you need this child to talk to you, or to discuss something, the child will be free. But if you don't do that when they are young, when they are grown, you cannot, they cannot listen to you. You cannot be friends. Like today, let me tell you, Rebecca, today I met a girl, and she was very open to speak to me. I don't know why she became open to me. There's a certain job she was doing for me.
Okay.
And she started telling me, I'm not a friend of my mother.
And the mom is alive?
The mom is alive. And then I asked her why. She's a beautiful girl.
Okay.
She told me because my mother was absent when I needed my mother. And I wanted to know the story very well. And then I asked her why. She told me my mother used to work in night shift. Night shift in a pump. We never used to see our mother. The only person we used to see is our elder sister. And so our elder sister is the one we take as our mother. And then I asked her, because she told me that they stay like a near 2 years without meeting the mother.
Really?
I asked her, why do you talk to your mother? We don't talk. We don't talk. We see each other like once a year or twice a year. And then I told her, we need to talk. We need to talk because even if your mother was absent, you should forgive your mother.
She is still her mother.
Yeah, she's still your mother, and you can forgive your mother. But she said, how can I forgive my mother because I don't know her?
She's
Imagine
not coming out.
She doesn't know her mother because they don't talk. They never used to talk. The mother used to come very late when they are going to school. And to a result, she fell, her and her sister fell on the wrong advice. And they became, they got pregnant when they were still in primary school. And so from that, when now the mother is grown up, she's old, this is when now the mother want to make to make friendship. I want to tell you, it cannot work. If you're a parent there, I want to tell you, Rebecca, it cannot work.
It cannot work.
If you're waiting to be a friend of your children when you are 60 years, when you are 50 years, it will never work.
It won't.
You know, there's this thing I like with the Kikuyus. They say, mutiokoja kwa weke we muigo. For people who don't understand that, you break a stick when it is still green.
It is true.
Because when it is when it gets dry, when you try to break it, to fold it, fold a stick when it is still
green, when it's still young,
still young. Because when it is dry and it is grown,
it will break.
When you try to break,
it will break.
So even with the children, just try to be their friends when you are still young.
It is true.
Yeah.
Now, Anne,
I
want you to tell us about this girl, this boy and this girl, starting from 12 years and above, because we believe in Kenya, we become adults when we get 18.
Yeah.
Tell us about that kid now.
So, in 6 and 12 years, I've told you teach them about money, teach them about girlfriend and boyfriend, and also don't forget to teach them about God. That is from 6 to 5. Start telling them. And from even when, that is when they have started knowing. Teach them. And when these children, when they become from now 13 years to 19 years, now you become their coach. You are coaching them on what you trained them.
All right.
You trained them when they were 6 to 12. Now you are now coaching them on what you trained them.
Now this is 12 too?
This is 13 years too.
13 years too?
Yeah, to 19.
To 19 now.
That is now when you are coaching them, what you taught them and you trained them when they were 6 to 12 years. Now you become a coach. Don't forget, Rebecca, in every stage of a parenting, you are something. Yeah. You know, from 5 years, when I told you from 0 years to 5 years, now you have a name. That is when you have a name that I call it now, this is, you are a commander. That is when you command your children. Don't do this, do this. When you come to 6 to 12 years, now you become a trainer. When 13 to 19 years, now you are not a trainer, you are a coach, coaching them what you taught them. And when you don't coach them there, when you lose there, when you lose from these 13 to 19 years, when you lose your child there, you will never see your child.
In fact, this is a very critical stage because I believe our children, most of them, they have already joined college now.
Yeah.
They are coming out of the O levels.
Yeah.
So I believe it's a critical stage, yeah?
A very critical one. And if you don't coach them, when they become 20 years and above, you never see your child.
It's true.
Especially, we normally say that is the time now. A girl has now been given like permission now to date. A boy now can date. And what is the result of dating? The result of dating is now this child is going now maybe planning to get married.
It's true.
And now when this child get married, you cannot go now start knocking to their home or maybe starting now to coach the child.
It is true.
You see? And you cannot start now to train the child when already is a big ni hapo tumesema now it's like now you are trying to fold the stick when it is now dry. It will break. They will not only give you a ear, but they will never take your your advice.
It is true.
Yes.
They will sit and listen.
They will listen.
But they won't take, because hata watajiuliza mbona hako ameniambia kabla.
Ulikuwa huyu mama alikuwa wapi? Huyu baba alikuwa wapi when we needed? Nilimuhitaji. I needed this mama. I needed this woman. Some of them they will call you woman. This woman now and this mzee is now he want to show that he can come and tell me ABCD.
It's true.
So parents who are viewing us, I want to tell you that I want to tell them, let them take responsibility of a parenting. It is only a passing stage, and it is only a few years.
It is true.
Because after 20 years, you only become a consultant. Let me tell you, you'll be consulting them.
They'll be consulting you.
Remember you were the commander, the trainer, and now the coach. And now you are becoming consultant. You have to consult. If it is a meeting, you want to see your child, you start
have to
telling
request.
You have to request.
And prepare early.
You have to tell them, excuse me, I would like a meeting with you.
Are you busy? Are you busy? In this day?
Are you available? And mind you, they can tell you I'm not available.
Yeah, they can.
I have a class, or maybe
I'm traveling.
I have a party, or I'm going for an interview by that day. Look for another day.
It is true.
So it is good. Be friends of your children right now. Yes.
Now I understand very well, because at this stage I wanted us to dwell very much on this, because in most parents now, and like the parents we are currently, we are working parents, very busy parents, and our children tend to maybe go to universities, and we think these are grown-ups. They come out of our places, they go to hostels. In those hostels there are so many things going on. How can a parent learn the kids are astray? Now these are grown-ups.
Let me tell you, there are many parents, when they are absent, when the children were very young, the stages that I've mentioned, to come to know when your child is astray, it is very hard. There is a case which was in the TV some years back. I will not mention who is that.
It's true.
But a parent was seated in a very big estate, very posh estate. And what the parents saw on the TV, they could not, the two parents, they could not believe their eyes. They saw their child, their daughter, announcing that she's a lesbian. And they have never known for all those years. What shows you that? That one shows you that the parents were not close to their children.
It is true.
To this girl, to know when she's going astray. So I don't want to forget. There's something I wouldn't like to forget before I leave here. Our children, they also have stress. Children, they have stress, and it is good to identify. That is now learning your child.
It is true.
When your child has a stress, when a child is undergoing something, and that is when now you need to ask your child, what is wrong with you? Let me go back to a child of 5 years, 6 years. They also get stressed.
They do.
And they have needs. They would want a toy. And they see you cannot afford a toy. And when they go to pray outside there, they see their children with the toys, different types of toys.
It's true.
And maybe a child comes and she's not talking or he's not talking. As a parent, you need to talk to your child. Why are you not talking? Why are you annoyed? And then you find a child telling you, it is because I don't have a toy. and Peter has a toy.
It is
It is
true.
because I don't have a kadoli,
Mm-hmm.
and Nini Pauline has a dolly.
It is true.
So that is when you talk to a child, you tell her, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I am like this and like this. I will buy you. You talk to
You
your
are
child.
you are sure that
When you come to teenagers, they also have their needs, and they have stress.
And
Yes.
let us take a short break, and then we are going to take over from there.
Yeah.
Because I know you are going to dwell so much on that, and I know that teenager, that parent who has a teenager, they would like maybe to hear this. We take a short break. We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial. Thank you very much for your viewership. I know you are staying tuned. You parent outside there, we are learning on how to become good parents in our daily basis. Now, in our studio, we have Anne. Anne is a very blessed woman of God, and she's taking us through the topic. And we were somewhere around the teenagers, those who have joined university, and also the teenagers who are outside.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about the training of children.
Yeah.
And I was saying that when a child has already reached like above 20 years, that child, if you do not have a good relationship with that child,
Yeah.
to get him to be friends, it's very, very hard. And I've had people talking about so before I come out of that place,
Yeah.
I'll say that from beginning, be a good friend of your child.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is important.
Yes, very important. Yeah.
Oh, nice. You try to befriend them so that also they can feel free to you.
They will become friends with you. Yeah.
So
you
like
need to be your friend. You need to be the best friend of your child. You is supposed to be you
Oh.
as a parent. That is the best friend. Yeah.
And you try to learn these children as much as you know them. Try to see their physical appearance, their faces. Try learn their tempers.
Yeah.
They get angry.
Yeah.
Speak to them.
Yeah. They
All
normally.
right.
Yeah.
Now, Anne, there is this child now. Already the child has started going astray. You can't beat this child. They are big. How do you discipline them? Starting from the word go. Even the child, they are these small notorious children. At times they don't need to be beaten. How do you bring them along?
You know, before a child start going astray, as a parent, you need to sit down and ask yourself, why is this child going astray?
Okay.
Am I part of it? Have I contributed in this of the child going astray? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself.
All right.
After you take yourself and you do your calculation, mathematics, and you calculate and see how much have you contributed in this child going astray. But there's children that maybe you're there and you have a child that you have tried to talk to this child, and this child is not listening, hearkening to your advice. You should identify or find out the friends of your children.
True.
Because you might be training your child, and then outside there, there's somebody else who is training them. The friends, the company, you know, when a child walk, you know, there's this saying which says that show us your friend and we'll tell you who you are. So you need to know the friends of your children. You need to know them by telling your children, I would like to know your children, your friends. Let your child invite the friends in your house. Their best friend, and you see who they are, so that you may learn. My daughter moves with who is a friend of my son, and what do they do? But in a way, in a very wise way. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That is
now, how do you punish? I've seen we've grouped these children from 0 to 5, from 5 onwards. How do you discipline these children? Because they are not of the same age, actually.
Okay, I'll give you how to discipline these children. But let me go back to this child who is not listening, who is going astray.
Yeah.
If you see your child is going astray, you have identified the friends, and maybe the friends are not good. You should call your child slowly and advise the child in a wise way how to do away with these friends. If he cannot or she cannot hear you, let you maybe look for an auntie or an uncle who is very close, who is close to this child, and let them advise these children. If you don't have an auntie or an uncle, please, you can advise your child to go to a counselor, or maybe you can take your child to a counselor or to the pastor, who can also help.
Even
if it's
to
a
elders.
girl, yes, to the elders, but to the elders of the church. But before you go to the elders, just take your child to maybe to the pastor.
Okay.
If it's a man, if it's a girl, let the pastor's wife. That is the work of the pastor's wife.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you cannot take them to there, just take them to the counseling. We have so many counseling centers in our country.
It is true.
Like Amani, you can go there. You can go and get help. They can get help. Now, discipline also matters. A child of 0 to 5 years. That is when I say that is when you are commanded don't and do's and don't.
Yeah.
So that is when you pinch. You just pinch a child kidogo tu.
A little.
Yeah, a little, just a little. Maybe for example, what can I say? Maybe amechukua simu.
They were pouring sugar.
Maybe or eating sugar.
They're eating sugar.
Yes, they're eating sugar. Just pinch kidogo and tell the child don't eat sugar. It's bad. That is don't. Do's and don't.
Yeah.
When a child is 6 to 12 years, zamani we used to be beaten like hell.
By the way, it's true.
Yeah, we used to be beaten, but in today's...
In fact, hata mlikuwa mnatembea huko kwa barabara and maybe a friend to your mom or even your neighbor amekuona ukifanya vibaya, hey, they will punish you and waende wakuseme pia.
Yeah, na tena home pia uwe
punishiwe.
Yes. So si tulikuwa tunachapwa kabisa.
It is true.
Tulikuwa tunachapwa, mimi nilichapwa if I'm found. I used to have there is a girl who used to be very naughty in our kijiji. And so when you are found with this girl, oh my God,
it's a punishment.
Now maybe this girl was borrowing you a book.
It is true.
Or maybe asking about homework.
In good faith.
But because she has a very bad character, you will be beaten.
It is true.
So, but nowadays, children, I think, if you try to whip them, ama kuwachapa vile tulikuwa tunachapa, you might find yourself in prison.
Yeah.
But I want to say it is good to sit down with your children. That is why I said from beginning, be a good friend.
It is true.
And when you become a good friend, sit down with the child and talk. But I don't want to say that don't beat your child. For me, because the Bible says, spare a rod,
spoil the child.
Spoil the child. Me, I'll go with the Bible. With the Bible, I will say that if you see imeshindikana, it is too much. Take a kiboko.
Take a whip.
Just beat this child, but not that. That one of until you are beating as if until the child is a thug, ama the child will go to the ICU in the next after beating. No. You can beat like kidogo
on
too.
Friendly basis.
Yeah, because if you spare this road, you'll spoil the child.
That is true.
But it's good to talk. When you come to these over 13 years, over 20 years, I said these are 19 years. That is when now you sit down with your children. There's a place you don't beat, you beat with your mouth. You don't take a whip.
You don't take a whip,
but you whip with your mouth.
Yeah, it's true.
You whip
with
your
words.
mouth, yes. Tell your child, because the Bible, Deuteronomy says that teach your children. That is Deuteronomy chapter 11 and 19. Teach this to your children when you are walking on the road, when you are sitting down, and even when you are retiring on bed, teach them. So we need to teach our children. Tell your child this is wrong. Tell your child this is right. Speak to them. Use your mouth and speak to your children. Teach your children. Yeah, don't whether they ata ule tumesema, even the one we said that is not a good listener. He has gone astray. Even when he's going astray, tell him what you are doing is not good.
It is wrong.
Continue talking and talking as a parent. There's one time I met a very big man in this Kenya. I will not say who.
Yeah.
And then they were enemies with the son.
Okay.
Very big enemies. And I was teaching somewhere about parenting. And this man was seated.
Wow.
And he came and he told me, today is when I've had an advice for many, many years how I can win back my son. The son this time was 26 years.
Okay.
And he told me, I told him, you need to go and sit. There's a time, Rebecca, you need to talk to your children. whether and especially this one above, the ones I said now you become a consultant.
It's true.
You need to call a meeting. And I was telling the parents, don't give up on your children. Even if I've said after 20 years you be a consultant, that is when you call a meeting. It is good to call your child. Don't give up. Don't give up on your children, whether they have gone astray or they are what. Call a meeting. There is a place we normally say, this is now a meeting. You call. Call. If you are a father, you call your son a meeting.
A
meeting. You talk like men. Don't talk like a father and a son.
It
now
is
you
true.
tell your son, I am calling you Mr. So-and-so.
Yeah.
We come and have a cup of tea or a nyama choma, and we talk like men. There is a time, a stage of a children. Now you call your daughter, you tell your daughter, so and so, my daughter, I'm calling you. Now we are not going to talk like parents. We are going to talk like ladies.
And
you talk like ladies, two ladies, and you talk about ladies. Amen.
Amen.
That is how. That is how you're supposed to do. So that is the time of discipline. We are talking about discipline. Yeah, that is when now you call and you discipline. You say the ways you are going, the way you are going, even if you are over 20 years, this is not
the
good.
Right way.
It's not the right way. And as a man, who is also your father, don't forget, I was in the stage that you are in.
I was once like you.
Yeah, I was a teenager like you. I was a young man like you. I was a young girl like you.
It is true.
And so you tell him the dangers of where he's trending and the ways that he's going. So there's a time you call. And the parents who are viewing us, you people who are listening, and you have never had a meeting with your daughter or your son. And these meetings, they don't start even when they are over 20 years. Start having meetings with your children as early as possible. Call your child and then mukule kanyama ka chips na soda, even if you don't have or you take a walk and eat bananas on the road. Walk with your daughter, walk with your son.
It is true.
You just take ka banana, ka biscuit, watermelon on the way, and then say, we were taking for a walk, let me hear you. Let me hear your problems. Let me hear your stress.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful. And of course, as we come maybe to exhaust our topic, I would like you to advise that parent out there.
Yeah.
And in regard to how we raise our children in effectiveness, and of course I would like you to tell them the best mode of raising their children to become responsible children.
Yeah. I'll talk about the best ways to raise a child. And I will start when the child is again small until the child is big. If this is a girl, maybe you have a girl child, start raising a responsible, knowing that you are raising a wife to be or a mother to be. Right from when the child is small, know that I'm raising this girl. She'll be somebody's wife, she'll be somebody's mother.
True.
And so let me teach her how to be a mother, how to be a wife, how to be a very important person in the society. And the first stage I can say, take this child to God.
It is true.
Show her or show him the Bible. Show him God of heaven. And then take responsibility of taking your child step by step in her life.
True.
Like now I have a daughter. And I want to say that I'm proud of my daughter. Because as a mother, I have taken her through. And if a time will come for her to get married, because I know a time will come.
It will come.
The man will get that. Simpigi Debe, but she's
lucky.
very good.
He's lucky.
She's a very good cook. A very good cook. And who taught her? It is me. And I normally tell her, you know, a time will come when you'll get married.
It is true.
And men, they like this kind of food.
It is true.
And men, they like this kind of a wife.
Oh.
You know, the basic things.
Yeah.
Because not all men will marry my daughter. It is only one man who will marry my daughter. So the other things, I'll have to teach her the basic thing, like cooking, like how a woman can present herself. The woman can be responsible. And my husband has taken through the boys. The boys, how to become good good husbands
It is true.
and good men in the society, and I can say he's a proud man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So when you're bringing the child, you start from beginning, knowing that you are raising somebody who will become a very responsible person in the society, in the church, maybe a minister, a pastor, an accountant, or what,
true.
a business person, because maybe the child is not educated, or maybe you don't have money. We are not talking about parents, iongee juu ya parents ati wale tu watoto wao watasoma,
wako well up, watasoma mpaka
ati
university.
watasoma. Mtoto ni mtoto, hata kama ametoka katika jamii maskini, atakuja kuwa na hizi, anaweza kuwa mwanabiashara mkubwa. Like now I know a young man who has never gone to school and is very rich. Na sio masomo tu, ati atakuja, he's a business person. With his soko, the soko has bought him land, the soko has bought him cars, you know. And when you see such a person, you see there was a parent.
It is true.
Who encourage the child. And it is good to encourage your children.
It is true.
And teach them. So teach your children in every stage.
It is true.
To be responsible.
Wow.
To be a responsible person.
It is true.
And tell the children to walk the way they want to be.
Oh.
Yeah. If you want to be a business person,
walk like
a business person. If you want to be a president, walk like a president. Yeah. And take yourself like a president. Yeah.
If she wants to be a nurse,
if you want to be a nurse,
put that crown.
Yeah. You have to be proud. So, and also identify the problems of the children.
It is true.
Identify their, if you see your child is not talking the way she used to talk or he used to talk, just call a meeting, just call a meeting and sit the child down and ask the child what is happening, what is wrong with you. Yeah. If he's a big man, please don't be away. Even if your child stays very far. Even if you're parenting, let me tell you, Rebecca, parenting does not, you parent your child even if your child is in abroad.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
There is WhatsApp. There is Facebook. There is Messenger. You talk to your child. How are you doing in US? How are you doing in UK? As your father, as your mother, I would like to know. What are the challenges? What are your the stress? What are you going through? How can I help you?
Wow.
Such things. So don't say that your children are very far, you cannot reach them. You reach them through these gadgets that we have.
Wow.
Yes.
And this is becoming very interesting. And Matthew, we are coming to the end of our show. Now, briefly, I would like you to tell us, advise that young lady who is out there. Maybe she was brought up by her mom, knowing that she can't cook because they have a help. And this young lady, because already she's married and she's in the fix, she doesn't know how to clean, she can't cook. The kids, it's a disaster. Advise her, because already she's married and now she's finding a way to get out of that.
Wow, that is very bad. If you are married, and that is, we said the unhealthy parenting.
It is unhealthy, yes.
This child who is, this girl who is married, and she doesn't know how to clean house, how to cook.
They're there.
I can say that, yeah, they're there. The parent failed. I'm sorry to use that word. He's a failed person. He's a failed parent, because whether you are a president, whether you are whoever you are, you need to train your children. You need one day, like now I brought up my children with house girls. And I used to give house girl leave. Leave of 2 weeks.
Wow.
I tell them, now I want you to go ushago. Ukae ushago, nataka hawa watoto, I want them to stay with my children.
Yeah,
and you know what I'm doing? Even the boys, I'm teaching them how to cook, how to do the work outside. The father my husband could take them to the outside, our compound, and tell them, hold this inaitangwa slasher. I want you to cut this grass.
Okay.
I want you to sweep the compound. And me, I used to take even my boys, because I knew sometimes before they get married, they will be in they will want to cook for themselves. Yeah. And I used to tell even my daughter, let us sit down and let us do the work. And as a couple, we used to train our children. Actually, people used to say tuna mistreat watoto because tunawapatia kazi nyingi. Ati look at the way they work. They have a house girl, but ona vile watoto wako nje, they are cleaning the compound, they are fixing the fence. We used to have fence ya nini, tunawaambia let us make this fence ya mbao. We make the fence. They take, you see them with the hammers, and But now they are very, very, very responsible people.
Okay.
I remember one day, my husband was out of the country. And our fence, they came along, there was a lot of rain and wind, and there was a breakage somewhere. And my children said, we are coming to fix it. So train up your children.
Okay.
So this girl who is there, I want to tell you, I want to tell her that you should work. And if your mother did not show you how to do it, please go for classes or look for another person who can teach you how to cook, who can teach you how to clean. And even if you're there, you can even call me. I'll teach you how to cook. I'll teach you how to clean. I'll teach you how to arrange your house.
It is true.
Yeah, and how to become a mother, a responsible,
it is true.
Married person, a responsible mother.
Oh,
yes,
it's so beautiful. I want you to speak to that parent who is there, who is never present for their children, because especially like women, we tend to be engaged so much at our workplaces, and we leave all the responsibilities to our health. So when we get home, we don't have time for them. I want you to conclude as you advise those parents, those mothers out there, the fathers. Some take the initiative to get away out of the house or maybe away from their children because they think the woman should be responsible of the children. So I want you to speak to them as you tell them, as you wind up, because we've come to the end of our show.
Yes, I want to say this. If you are there and you can see me and you don't have time for your children, I'm telling you, you are in a very, very dangerous place because one time your children will never have time for you.
It is true.
The way you are not having time for your children. Remember, one day you'll grow old and you'll need these children. And that is when you look for them and they'll say, this man was never found for us.
It is true.
When we needed this, these things are happening.
When we
needed this woman, when we needed this mama, she was this father was absent.
It is
so
true.
There are so many people. If you go to up country, you find like now I went to preach somewhere in Kilifi with another friend of mine, and when we went there as a group, we found so many old people abandoned.
Okay.
Why? Maybe they were never present for their children.
It is true.
And so the children cannot be present for them. Let me tell you, whatever you plant in your children, you as a parent, you are going to reap it. You are going to leap it, and you reap it alone. So be very careful how you are raising your children.
True.
Be there for your children. Be there for your children. Please balance the work and spare the work and the children, the family. Family is very important. Family is all that you have. So create time like a day and say, this is a day for me and my wife, for me and my husband and my children. Yes, create a day for your family. Whether it is a weekend, whether it is on a weekday, you create a family day. And if you are not if your family is not in union, please make sure that you unite this union. And I want to talk to fathers. Fathers, you are the head of the family. You are the head of the family. And if you see a family going astray, the head has a problem. Because when Waswahili kichwa ikiruka, unajua kikienda vibaya, the whole body inaambua amekuwa mwenda wazimu. So when you see a family, if you see a family is not going well, the head, look at the head and please, and also look at the helper, because the helper should help the head. You help the head of the family. Tell the head of the family here, hapa hatuendi vizuri. Naona hapa tunapoteza watoto. We are losing the children.
It is true.
And so sit down as a family, as a husband and wife. Even if you are a single mother and you don't have your widow, take care of your family.
It is true.
Because when you are widow there, when you are single mother, it is not a mistake. So you can wear those shoes and say, I am a single mother, I am a widow, so I'm a widower because I'm all alone. I have to take both heart and take care of my children.
Wow.
Yes,
That's
and bring
nice.
up my children.
Yeah. No, you've not said a goodbye to our viewer.
Oh, my viewers, our viewers, thank you very much for being with us in this program, and may the Lord bless you, and let us continue to be good parents.
Okay.
Yeah, with the help of Almighty God, we will make it.
Wow.
Yes, if you have any problem, you can always call Heaven Bound TV,
Yeah.
and they will give you a very good advice how to go about your family.
It is true.
In this Heaven Bound TV and also this church, we have so many counselors.
It is
we
true.
have so many people that can help you in the areas that you need help. So you can pop in, look for Heaven Bound TV. It is located in Progressive Githurai, and pop in. You'll find men and women of God who
It's
will
true.
help you how to bring up your children and to become a good parent.
It is true.
So thank you so much,
Uh-huh.
Heaven About TV, for having me.
Yeah.
May the Lord bless you.
Amen.
And may the Lord bless this TV.
Amen.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Anne, for accepting our invite. Of course, I know amidst your tight schedule, you found time to come and share with us about the topic. I believe there is a parent out there who has been blessed by this topic and been blessed by you. I believe God has seen you through, and He will continue seeing you through. Say hi to your children as you go back there, and may God bless you so much. Say hi to Pastor Ondieki for us, and we love him so much.
Amen.
Thank you very much, our viewer, for staying tuned, and we believe you become blessed by the topic. We know God will keep blessing you and being good parents of tomorrow. Now, this is the end of our show. This was our Daughters of Favor. See you next time. May God bless you. A beautiful, blessed week.